Hello, and with a little bit of a delay, I'm streaming, so hello everyone, it's Matt at Not Enough Tech, and after a long break, not from streaming, but because I had a stream some time ago, I'm back to a project which I unsuccessfully tried to do for a couple of now months, I guess. Let me just check on the date. So I had this idea that I'm going to hack a Wi-Fi smart plug, which is a ESP8266 based, and that was, wow, it was August 2017, so that's actually a year. So let me just show you this. Full screen. Okay, so that was this is the plug. It's a Wi-Fi smart plug, and it's 266 based, and I reviewed this some time ago, and ever since I took it apart and I was basically trying to flash my custom software, and despite the design having some open pins and dev pads, I was not able to successfully flash it for some reason. So what I was kind of hoping to do was to hack it again. So I have it all apart, so I don't have to take it apart again. And yeah, that's all. I'll give it another go, because recently I was playing with some of the devices, and well, it kind of went alright, and I got a dose of encouragement into hacking ESPs. So I figured out why not to get back to this project and try to hack it again. So here is the socket itself in parts. So that's how it looks like inside. So you've got your plug, it's available in like 3 different plugs. You've got your European one, you have your American one, and you have your UK one, and this is the UK design. You have your mechanical relay. It's a basic relay. I think it's 10 amps, or not 16 amps according to this one. Yeah, no, 10 amps at 250 volts, and 15 amps at 125 volts. This is the ESP, and this is a model which is 8266-S1. So that's what we've got in here. And we've got a bit of electronics, and that's all connected in here. There is a button as well in here that switches things, and yeah, that's pretty much all. That's the board, and then you have some housing and hopefully some screws that I'm going to use later and put it all back together so I could actually use the socket. So if you're gonna get any questions, because we're gonna do everything from soldering cables to flashing the firmware, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. The chat is open there for you guys, and I'll be checking on this. Let me just maybe move the chats around as well, so if anything happens I can read it quickly. So I've got a couple of monitors in here. So that's the plan. So first of all, I've prepared a few links. So that was the first link, and let me walk you over the next one. So if you know, I did this, which is Son of Hacking, and that went online today, and basically it explains how to back up Son of, how to restore Son of, and how to erase the flash. And this is something I'm going to be trying with the this smart socket. So if you want to know the details, there is a full video and there is a write-up for you, so give it a go. Now this is the mapping of the ESP. So this is ESP, let me scroll up. This is ESP8266-S1, and that's what Google returned. And obviously I wanted to check the pin out, because if you have a look here, we have 6 pins. We have 6 pins or connectors exposed on each side of the chip. Come on, focus. It doesn't want to focus. Oh, come on, camera. I know you can focus. Okay, and well, anyway, you have to trust me. There's the 6 pins on each side, and we have to identify some of them. So looking through that diagram, I know already that we have. Let me put the diagram back on for you. We have 3 volts on one side, we have a ground on this side, and we have very hard to access the RX and TX, and we have a 0, 0, which is here. So those are pins that are most of the interest. Now, first thing we have to establish before even we start hacking this is which pin is driving the relay. So let's have a go. The easiest way to actually find it is, believe me or not, just get a multimeter. So like this, set it to check the continuity. So when you touch both the probes, it will make a sound, and just run it. And because it's a very uncomfortable thing to do, all I have to do is just kind of put it on the third arm and hold it for myself so I could probe it. But before we actually do that, there is a few things that I want to point to you. Let me just fix the focus for you maybe, guys, so it's going to be a little bit easier. It's close-up camera, configure video. Can I just disable focus? And that's the wrong camera for some reason, no. Okay, so let me just show you what's on the board. So what you can see, we have a couple of pads exposed. So we have a ground and 3 volts in here. We have a ground, we have a relay, and we have 0, 0, and we have a this is GPIO2 in here. We have a reset, and we have a RX and TX in here. Obviously you can see a bit of a solder on each because I was already applying it and I wasn't doing a greatest job, but they are very smooth and nice to play with, and don't use too much temperature because they're gonna peel like this one did, and a couple of others. And there is also 5 volts in here to drive the relay, I presume. So first of all, you want to power this the ESP only from programmer and not from the mains, so don't plug it to the mains. That's the important bit because it's dangerous. Right, so first of all we have to find out there is a relay pin in here, which I assume connects to the relay, and I need to know which pin is it. So the easiest way to find out, since we've got a breakdown on the paper, we're just gonna check the continuity and find which pin it connects to. So forgive me if that's not going to be very visible, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch one of the probe to the relay pad and spam the other one across all the pins until it beeps, and then I'll know what I'm doing. So it's a fiddly job because I have to keep steady hands and make sure it doesn't slip. So wish me luck. Oh, I've got something on this side. Let me try to identify. Come on. I know you made the noise. And I touch it not. So one more time. I've got shaky hands, so it's not very easy. It looks like it's a second pin. So let me show you in the close-up. So on this specific, the relay is driven by a second pin to the left of the unit. Come on, focus. Focus on. I need to create the background, I think. How to do that? Oh, excellent. So it's a second pin on this side, and the image on the camera is flipped for you. So bear that in mind when I'm going to be pointing stuff out at the diagram. So let's open the diagram again. So this is this one. It looks like it's 04. Remember that the camera view for some reason is flipped, so you get a mirror image, but this is 04. So the pin GPIO 04 is driving the relay. So we know this, so I need to solder stuff up to power the connectors. Now, looking at the design of this, I can actually, this is a good point for this. Let me just give you a full screen now. Looking at the design of this, we can provide the power from these two pins to power the ESP directly to make sure there's no problems. and then we can hook up into the RX, the TX, and the 00 for flashing. This one doesn't want to go on, focus. Oh, bloody. So we're gonna be connecting to 00 to enable the flash mode, and the RX and RX and TX, and the power we're gonna directly supply to this pin, to these pins in here, to the 3.2 and the ground. So let's do some soldering. So first we need to make sure that doesn't go anywhere, so kind of like attach it and make it comfortable for me to handle. So I can see a couple of you already watching, so hi guys. I think I have to make sure that you see what I'm doing as well, which is a bit tricky at the same time. Or is it? It's like this. Okay, you should be able to see it. So that's my power, and that's my ground, and this is what we start with. My iron is already heated up, and obviously we need to make a connection. So ground is on this side according to diagram, and the power is on this side. And I'm just double checking everything so I wouldn't solder incorrect color and then later burn my ESP or something. So I have it upside down, ground is on the left hand side. So this one, okay. So I'm gonna start with the positive terminal first. Maybe I should use a little bit of solder just to coat the tip of the cable I've got. I don't want to enable the fume extractor because otherwise it's going to be noisy. Right, that seems to be attached. Now let's do the same with the ground cable. And the ground cable, I'll probably need to twist this 180 degrees because otherwise I'll be doing it. Hold on a second, I'm doing it all the way around already, isn't it? It's like this. Of course I'm doing it already, all the way around. Well, it's a good thing I've not checked it. So ground is on this side, and the power is on this one. So always double check things like that. It's that's what gets you in trouble. So now we have the power, and let's redo the ground again. If you got a good soldering iron, it's quite actually easy to do it. So if you get one of the cheap ones, I had a cheap one before, and honestly, I was just wasting a lot of time. So now we're doing the ground. Which one's coated? This one's coated already. So let's redo the ground again. There's a bit of a solder sticking to the enclosure. Just clean that off first. Come on. That's not a very comfortable joint. Let me redo this. The solder goes not where it's supposed to right now. I'm just going to remove it and recoat the end a little bit more. Trying to add a little bit of solder on top of it. Wipe the excess. And let's try to resolder it again. You have to be careful with these because the pitch is like 1.5 millimeter, and that's a perfect. Not because it's moving a little bit too much. It's gonna break. But this one, that's one holds. So we have a power delivery sorted, guys. Excellent. Just scroll. If you've got, like I said, if you've got any questions, just pop in them on the chat, no super chat. Any donations, welcome, because this is how I live, of begging for for donations and stuff. So yeah, okay, we've got power delivery sorted. Now we need RX, TX, and power. So I've got some cables in here. So we have two long ones, and I'm gonna use them for connectivity. So that's gonna be for RX and TX. And I need another one, which is this one, and that's gonna be used for the flash. So let's flip that all the way around. And since we've got power, I'm gonna just quickly solder the GPIO00, and that's needed for basically putting it in a flash mode. The pad itself, it's a bit overheated now, it's a little bit wonky, so I need to be really gentle with it. It's because I was trying it several times, and sometimes that's what happens when you don't know what you're doing. You try things and they not always work out right. That's the beauty of it. So now we needed RX and TX cables, so let me code them a little bit. And TX is going to be blue. Yeah, it holds, and we need to be really careful with RX because RX pad already moves a lot and I don't want to break the connection. Oh, this is so delicate. Okay, we connected. So I don't think soldering is going to be needed, so I can turn it off. Right, what is the next task? Next task is to get a programmer, and this is the programmer I'm using, and it's called FTD1232. So that's the programmer I'm using. It's a very simple one. It needs to be in 3.3 volts. Don't connect 5 volts to ESPs unless specified. So, and cheers, I've got some nice drink, which will help me talking. So what I'm going to do, because I don't actually have a physical button to should I put the physical button? Nah, I'm just gonna use the breadboard. So you need to see a piece of my breadboard, therefore I'm going to move entire contraption and the camera and everything to a piece of my table that contains the breadboard, at least a piece of it, so you can see what I'm doing. So the idea being that all the connections apart from ground is going to be done through the cables directly, and the ground I'm going to connect through the breadboard, because to put the device into a flash mode I can just disconnect the cable when needed and simulate the button in. Oh, this is so bad. This moves already. So this cable needs to be replugged in, or unplugged. This is our ground, so that's gonna go here as well. Our power goes to our power button. Excellent. Now this is TX, and that goes to RX on my programmer, and RX on my programmer is violet. Come on. And this is my RX, and that goes to TX. Need to be very careful, because otherwise I'm gonna break the pads. Okay, this is so wonky right now. And this is my ground, which if I'm gonna connect, it's gonna power on the ESP, and what I have to do is unplug the ground 00 now. Basically, it's already put it in a flash mode. So since we're there, let's go and enter my full screen, because we don't have to touch this for a while. I have an ESP tool already installed in here. So if I open the PowerShell, PowerShell's ready. Let's also confirm which is the COM port we're using. I believe this is COM port 11, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes, it is COM port 11. So we need to right now clear whatever's on the device. That's the command ESP tool.py and then port 11 US flash. Now when this is done, what's going to happen is it's going to restart the ESP, which means we have to put it in a flash mode again. So hopefully, okay, that's done. So we need to put it in a flash mode again. So if you remember what we did, I need to power it off by removing ground connection. Connect the GPIO 00 and then power it on. And then disconnect again GPIO 00. Oh, sorry, I did it the other way around. So that was the power connection, that was the ground connection. So power it off, make sure GPIO 00 is connected, connect it to ground, and then it's done, and it's back in the flash mode. So what we need to do, we're not going to use now the ESP tool, because we're gonna do the Arduino. So what I did, I went to preferences and I've pulled basically packages for ESP from GitHub to get the port managers, and then I've set everything to here, generic ESP8266 module, dout, 1 meg no spiffs, etc. So I'm reusing this script from hey Prath, I'm okay, how about yourself, you doing alright? So I'm reusing the script from what is it called, a DAY socket, and basically, yeah, this is the pin that drives the relay. So I remember that was the pin number 4, and I've already messed up, like I already played with the code a little bit, so that's gonna be a new version of the code. So if everything works fine now, we should be able to just upload it. So let me just upload, and I might even give you a camera here, like, so you can see a bit of me. Hello, excellent. Now I can smile to you. Okay, I hope you remember me. Yes, I do actually. I do. I remember you guys, especially those who like get in touch with me or reshare my stuff. I've got a good memory. Good, like more not for names unfortunately, but for the avatars. I've got a good memory for avatars. So fingers crossed. If I'm gonna press the button, it should work. Should compile the code, okay, because I've used the code before. So this is the code I've used for Sonos. So it worked for Sonos, so hopefully it's gonna be working for everything. And now I've created a new client name, and everything. All my security details are in secure H file there, so you don't have to see this because it has security information. But still compiling the sketch, so I'm getting nervous right now, because if it works, it's great, because I can put it back together. It's gonna be working, because yeah, it's been I can't believe it's been a year. This time goes by really quickly. So you've been hacking anything interesting, guys? You've been doing something that you can show off with, because I'm always curious to get some updates from you. It will work. Why don't you use a Wi-Fi manager? It makes things more flexible. I'm a hardcore guy, and probably later on I would get some OTA updates, but as from that standpoint, you know, these things require very simple code to work, and yeah, if it works, don't break it. Okay, we've got 89, so it's flashing now. If you had any problems right now, it would jump out at this point, because that's what happened previously. I was not able to flash it, and it seems to be alright. So I'm really curious. Now let's check the serial monitor. I probably need to. Hey, we have a message. We have a message. So because I have a Node-RED setup in here, let's get this one in here as well, so you can see it, and maybe rearrange my windows a little bit. So I have a messages that's it is online, and one of my setups in here, come back here, is it this one? This one is set up to control this. So 1 is for OK, 0 is for 0, and stuff like that. So hey, Yeah. Now note, I cannot hear right now. If you noticed, I'm gonna just disable this. Not this one. I cannot hear any clicking from the relay itself because the relay isn't powered. The relay needs 5-volt power, and since it's not powered, it's not going to make any clicking noises. Just playing around with Arduino to do wireless coding with Bluetooth. I love to do the Bluetooth, but Bluetooth stack is so complicated sometimes, and it just makes me. So yeah, one day I'll do the Bluetooth because I've got a massive Bluetooth project and I need to learn quite a bit. So I just do a lot of reading before I even jump into anything. So it works. I've got custom firmware right now. So my next step, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it together and connect it to power. Oh, we're gonna go risky. I'm not going to put the enclosure. I'm just gonna put it there, and if it shocks me, I'm gonna be famous. Don't do it at home. Right. So since I know this is working, so I'm just going to disconnect this. So get rid of all the power and get rid of the excess of cables. So let me do this real quick, because we're not going to do any cable. We're not going to need any cables now, so I can get rid of them. My soldering iron is still. And just kind of put it all back together, so you could see it. Because why not? This is a live stream. You're supposed to see stuff, not only listen to me as a podcast. And the iron is ready. Just gonna remove it really gently, trying not to break the dev pads. I wish they were a little bit more resistant to heat. That probably was my fault anyway. Okay, so the cables are done. And we have this. So obviously the next step is to check if it actually works with the relay, and I'll be able to hear the clicking, which is very characteristic to these ones. Now, I have a lot of them here. So these are the relays, and there are two relays I use, right? This is the relay we kind of deal with. It's a very similar. This is just one of these. You can get these on the boards and stuff like that. And this is the mechanical with the magnets inside, electromagnets. But another relay which I switched to for switching the AC power is this one's solid state relay. Let me just give you a kind of like better view. So this is a solid state Omron G3 MB202P, and that makes no sound. Basically, it's silent. It's only for AC switching because it uses the phase shift to turn itself off. So it's limited to 60 Hz per second, but it works, and it's silent. And I don't like clicking. Can I change the cameras? Maybe. Yes, I can change the cameras. Now, so we've got this, so let's get that plugged in, and I'll see if I can actually plug it in so you can see it. I have an extension lead which I need to kind of, ooh, that's going to be tough. Let me see how many stuff I can disconnect from here. Is that long beam? I hope so. I did not prepare this part, unfortunately. I have plenty of sockets underneath the desk. If I'm not going to destroy something in the process, that's going to be awesome. Okay, so I've got an extension lead. I'm going to put it somewhere where you can see it, which is here. Right. Now, let me give you a different camera again. So there is an extension. Don't do it at home because it's dangerous like this. It's always safety, right? Disclosure. I can see the blue light underneath it. You can see it as well. So there is a nice blue light. If anything happens now, someone calls the authorities and tell them I need medical assistance. So we're just waiting now until it's online, and the way I'm gonna see if it's online, it's through my good old trusty ping box. So this is the device, and we're waiting for it to be online, which should happen in a second. Come on. 1759. Let's try it. Did you hear this? Let me just put the microphone a little bit closer to you, and you'll be able to hear the magnificent sound of a mechanical relay. Let me just do this and change the screens a little bit, so you can see it. Okay, ready? Can you hear this? And I could do Alexa. Oh shit, I forgot which device it is. Turn the lamp on.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay, again. Let me just turn it off first to make sure it's off. Because it's already set up for Alexa as well, which is nice. Alexa, turn the lamp on.
Okay.
Alexa, turn the lamp off.
Okay.
Alright, everything's working, so it's kind of like ready just to be put back together. That went quicker than expected actually, so all I have to do really is now carefully disconnect it without getting a shocks. Find some matching screws in my... These are some of these screws, which is going to be a bit of a challenge on its own. And I got myself a hacked ESP8266 socket, which is nice. That went easier than expected. So yeah, if you're curious how to do this on your own and you want a little bit more details on how to install Python and everything needed for this, there's a hacking guide to Sonoffs. So basically you hack this socket in the same way as you would hack the Sonoff devices. So I've posted this today with the tutorial and the video, so you can have a look. And right now I'm just gonna put this back together to its shell. I hope I'm gonna have all the covers. There should be a back cover somewhere. And oh, I actually have a phone call. I can't take it. Right. And we're looking at the back of the shell, which should be somewhere here, but I can't see it for some reason. See, that's supposed to be an oh, there it is. Okay, and the back shell. So we've got everything we need. So all I have to do is just kind of put this in here. Let me just put the camera. Right, you can see it. So I've got the shell. So this goes kind of like this, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Oh, like that. And that goes here. And this goes inside. Great. Actually, this has only 2 screws, if I remember correctly. So that's aligned. And I have this, which goes on top of that. Yeah, okay, so let me just try to close this without getting everything else damaged. Now there's a few things that probably I'm gonna end up doing with the code later on, because I have to write the behavior for the button here, because I have a button I can like push to do OTAs and stuff. A power strip with its own switch might be having safety issues. There's actually, Termaray, there is a power switch on the socket itself, like there. So yeah, but it wouldn't be as much entertaining. Those are meant to be extreme videos. That's alright. So we've got this, and all I need to do is find 2 screws, and that's kind of like this way, I think. I don't know what that is bit for, but it just goes like this. Excellent, and I need 2 screws from a selection of these. So let me grab a screwdriver and a spare bits, because we're gonna end up with Phillips probably. So let's grab a Phillips end instead. That's not a Phillips end. I have 3 ends for some reason. And we need to find 2 screws that's gonna match whatever. Easier said than done. It's probably like these, maybe? They're kind of like plasticky screws, so you never know how they're gonna look like. Okay, let's try this one and see what happens. Okay, that works. So that was this one as well. I should get like a bigger boxes for each project, because I've got a couple of projects that are in a making, and the bits for the projects are all over the place, which is a bit embarrassing. Alright, so if that's ready, then let's do the final test. I'm inclined to leave the electrical shorting issues to people like Cliff. Okay. I mean, I'm not expert on shorting things. I actually, through my entire life, I've been shocked once by mains, and that was ages ago. When I was still a kid. I don't remember what I've been doing, but it was something silly for sure. But now we have a proper encased socket. The button itself doesn't work because it's not linked to anything. But later on, I'm going to write a piece of code that you can actually either push OTA over it, and when you, for example, when you hold it, you're going to push OTA, and when you press it, you're going to change the state. That'll be cool, I think. But I can link it to anything now. I can link it to my Node-RED setup, and let me just get my electric extension again. But I don't expect any problems now. So let me plug that back in. And let's wait for ESP to start working. Right? It's entirely possible that this is a wrong. This is not working one. It's a wonky extension. That's why it's hidden. This one works. The last one works for sure. Okay, never mind. Oh, no, I've seen something blue in there for a second. Okay, we're gonna see it in a second anyway. So I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds, and I'm just going to ask Alexa to do its own thing. Alexa, turn the lamp on.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. Alexa, turn the lamp off.
Okay.
Excellent, it's working. Do I have even... I don't have a lamp really to connect anything to this. Let me just think about what I could use to show you this. What is... a charger. Charger's gonna be alright. So, I have a charger in here. Like this, and I need a battery. Or 2 batteries to charge. And that's going to be the ultimate proof that this is working. There you go. Alexa, turn the lamp on.
Okay.
Ta-da! Alexa, turn the lamp off.
Okay.
And now, if you have a look, I already implemented all this stuff. So basically, Tasker. Hello, Tasker. And you can turn it off. And that's handling the web requests as well. So you want me to try with the keyboard? We can try it with the keyboard, because I already set it up with the keyboard. So how to show it for you? I will have to move this camera. So if I'm gonna move this camera like this, and you see it? Okay, so you can see, yeah. So M1 in here is on, M2 is off. Ta-da! So that's why you would hack one of these things. You can link it to anything. By itself, it uses some third-party Chinese app which probably sends all the private information of how much I weigh and what I have for dinner back to China. However, like this, it doesn't send anything at all unless I tell it to send it. So I'm quite pleased with this. Let me just pop the camera back on. Can you see me? No, yeah. That'll do. So guys, yeah, quite pleased. That's gonna go somewhere, and I'm gonna attach and play with this. I can experiment with the code on the Sonoff because the Sonoff has extra GPIOs, and then share the code later with this. I'm gonna write a proper tutorial, I guess, to follow up for this and include this live stream because it was fun. Not sure how long it take. 41 minutes, which is probably a bit too long for the video, so I might get like a shorter version of what we've done here so far. There's no extreme circumstances of me getting shocked, which is a good thing. Oh, I really need to take this call. Forgive me, guys. Hi. Yeah. Be very... no, I haven't, but be quick because I'm doing the live stream. Okay, that's fine. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. Right, apologies. That had to be taken. So, what I was saying. Yeah, if you want to get one of these, I've obviously I'm going to link it for you, the review, and you'll know which one I have hacked. So, this is the one I've hacked. I've tried to hack my Sonoff. I think I bricked it, blame my programmer, but I'm not positive about that. It depends. If you can erase it, then you can try to do it again. You probably wouldn't be able to erase it if you bricked it. I'm not 100% sure. It should not be able to put itself in a flash mode. But yeah, one of these things to remember when you're hacking Sonoff, always make a backup of original software and keep it safe for every device, because if you have a backup for each device, you can actually refresh it, and this way you're safe, and if you do something bad, you can flash the original software and you're back to square one. So that's something to remember. Anyway, I think that's quite successful live stream in terms of outcome. I have a new socket I can play with, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. It's been a year. I'm getting better at doing stuff, and they work the first time around, which is great. It's incredibly, I'm pink on my face because it's incredibly hot in here, and I've been battling a stomach bug for last 2 days, and I've just about to feel a bit better, and I think I still do a bit feverish. But yeah, right. What else? I think that's it, guys. So I'll let you to play with your own stuff, and I'll go back to writing because I'm writing a review of Mi Band 3, which is actually pretty cool. I'm quite happy. Thanks so much for joining me on this live stream. I appreciate it. Like I said, all the links for this you can find in the description, and the review of the Oittm Wi-Fi Smart plug. It's on the website as well if you fancy yourself grabbing one of them and hacking the heck out of it. It's pretty easy hack if you do it first time around. It was slightly on the gentle side for me because I've tried multiple times. However, the pads didn't survive very well this. So if you know what you're doing, you're just gonna need to do it once or twice to flash the proper software that allows you over the updates, and you sort it. So, hope you can enjoy your week, don't work too hard, and I'll see you pretty soon in the next video, or maybe in a live stream, who knows. Oh, don't forget, there is a giveaway. Right, there's this tiny little bit speaker, which is very loud, and it has a shutter at the bottom, which is pretty cool actually. But it's an incredible tool for making pranks in office, and I already did a couple of them when I was sending some random noises using Tasker, and it was fun. So that's a giveaway item. And if you want to win it, there is a post on my website. Just go follow and do whatever the post requires, and you'll be in a giveaway. That's going to be resolved probably next weekend. Right, I'll say you bye-bye, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.